Real men don't play games. They don't lie to women to get what they want. They don't manipulate emotions. They don't disappear when it's time to step up. And they definitely don't lead women on just to feed their ego. We live in a world where a lot of boys walk around in grown man bodies, but they've never been taught what manhood really means. This is seeing unlimited greatness. And today we're talking to the men and the women who need to hear it. This world doesn't need more players. It needs more protectors, providers, and real leaders. Before we jump into this powerful video, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and drop a comment down below. Every bit of support helps this video reach more people who need it. We're not just making videos, we're building something real, something that speaks to the heart. Your like, your comment, your subscription, it all matters. So, lock in, show love, and let's get into this video. Let's call out the behavior. You tell her you want something serious, but you don't. You text her when you're bored, not when you're committed. You breadcrumb her, enough to keep her around, but not enough to grow. You disappear when she wants clarity. You entertain other women and expect her to stay loyal. You use her body, but avoid her heart. That's not masculinity. That's emotional immaturity, and it damages people. Men play games because they're scared of commitment. They want the benefits of love without the responsibility. They were never shown what real love looks like. They don't want to face themselves. They're addicted to ego, attention, and conquest. But listen, if you're too broken to love right, don't step into someone's life just to break them too. A real man heals before he pursues. You might not be ready for love, that's okay, but say that. Be honest. Give people a choice. Don't manipulate their emotions. Real men say, I'm still working on myself. I'm not ready for something serious. I respect you too much to lie. Cowards fake love to get access. Real men speak truth, even if it costs them comfort. The culture tells us, stay detached. Don't catch feelings, don't be vulnerable. Get her before she gets you. But a real man, he's not afraid to. Be vulnerable. Communicate clearly. Feel deeply. Love fully. Because he knows that protecting his heart doesn't mean building walls. It means being intentional with who he lets in. There's strength in softness. There's power in purpose. Stop wasting her time if you're not serious, you're not clear, you're not consistent, you're not ready. Let her go. Because dragging her along for your convenience is selfish, immature, and unmanly. You don't get points for keeping a good woman stuck. You get exposed. Let's go deeper. A real man doesn't play with a woman's heart. He protects it. God didn't design men to manipulate. He designed men to lead with love, with clarity, with purpose. If you're in a woman's life, you're either leading her closer to peace or pulling her closer to pain. Choose who you want to be. Possession says, you're mine. Protection says, you're safe with me. Real men don't chase every woman. They build with one. You can't say you want a queen while treating women like they're disposable. You want loyalty, but are you loyal? You want respect, but do you give it? You want real love, but are you even ready to love real? Being a man means choosing discipline over desire. Don't tell her you love her if your actions break her more than they build her. That's not love. That's control. If you're not consistent, if you're not transparent, if you're not intentional, don't step into a woman's life. Because some women are healing from a man who didn't know if he wanted her or not. And that confusion, it creates trauma. Before you pursue her, fix you. Heal the wounds you've been ignoring. Confront the pride that keeps you unavailable. Deal with your emotional immaturity. Stop using people as therapy. Real men go to God, not games. Real men do the work, not the damage. Because when you heal, you love better, you lead better, you live better. The world's got enough boys pretending to be men. Enough influencers faking love for clout. Real men don't play games. They lead, they protect. They love with clarity. They don't ghost, they grow. They don't run, they rise. They don't hide, they heal. To the men, be the reason she trusts again, not the reason she builds walls. To the women, stop settling for someone who plays games when God created you for a man who builds homes. And to everyone listening, let's raise the standard again, because love deserves better. And real men are still out here. You just have to be one, or wait for one. Toxic relationships don't always look toxic. Sometimes they look like passion. Sometimes they look like we just argue a lot. Sometimes they look like love, because pain became our language. But listen, just because something is normalized doesn't mean it's healthy. 10 toxic traits we've normalized in relationships, and why they have to stop. Let's get into it. 1. Normalizing inconsistency. You get used to, I love you one day and silence the next. Making excuses for why they only show up sometimes, but real love is consistent. It shows up even on hard days. It communicates. It doesn't ghost. It doesn't keep you guessing. Stop calling emotional confusion just how relationships are. Consistency is a form of respect. 2. Normalizing jealousy as love. I just get jealous because I care. If they're not jealous, they don't love me. He only gets mad because he loves me. That's not love. That's control. Jealousy that limits your freedom, breeds insecurity, turns into possessiveness, leads to emotional or verbal abuse, isn't romantic, it's toxic. Real love celebrates your light. It doesn't try to dim it. 3. Normalizing lack of communication. We've normalized the silent treatment, dry texting, avoiding hard conversations, pretending nothing is wrong. But love requires communication. You can't build something solid with someone who shuts down every time it gets real. You deserve vulnerability, honesty, openness, active listening. Because without communication, there is no foundation. 4. Normalizing over-explaining your worth. You keep explaining why you should be treated better, reminding them of your value, teaching them how to love you, over and over. Let me say it. The right person doesn't need a repeated lesson on your worth. Real love recognizes your value without needing constant convincing. If you have to beg for basics, you're not in love, you're in a lesson. 5. Normalizing playing games. Don't text back too fast. Act like you don't care. Make them jealous. Post to make them react. Disguise manipulation as strategy. We call this dating, but it's really just emotional immaturity. A healthy relationship has transparency, directness, mutual respect. No manipulation games create insecurity, and insecurity destroys connection. 6. Normalizing fixing people. You're not a therapist. You're not a savior. You're not responsible for their healing. When your identity becomes the fixer, you attract projects, not partners. Pain, not peace. Weight, not support. You can support someone, but you can't become their solution. If someone isn't doing their own inner work, your love won't change them. It'll just drain you. 7. Normalizing disrespect as passion. We've normalized yelling, cursing, name-calling, breaking things, threatening to leave during arguments, and we label it, we're just passionate. No, that's toxicity. Real love doesn't require you to survive emotional war zones. It doesn't trigger trauma to feel real. Peace is not boring. It's healthy. 8. Normalizing one-sided effort. You plan everything. You apologize first. You call, text, check in. You're always pouring, and never being poured into. That's not love. If they're comfortable watching you do all the work, then they don't value the relationship. They value the convenience. You deserve mutual energy, mutual love, mutual effort. 9. Normalizing avoiding accountability. They say, that's just how I am. You're too sensitive. You always start the drama. I didn't mean it. Get over it. If someone can't take responsibility for how they hurt you, they're not ready for real love. Love requires humility, accountability, and the willingness to say, I was wrong, let's do better. Avoidance doesn't grow love, it grows resentment. 10. Normalizing brokenness over healing. We romanticize trauma bonding, struggle, love, holding it down through abuse, loyalty to dysfunction. But let's stop. Love is not supposed to break you. It's supposed to grow you. Don't stay just because the pain feels familiar. Don't confuse surviving together with building something real. You can outgrow toxic patterns and still believe in love. This is seeing unlimited greatness, and this is your reminder. Toxic love is not real love. Manipulation is not romance. Silence is not strength. And struggle is not the price of connection. Real love is healing. Real love is steady. Real love is peaceful. Real love is mutual. If you'd like to support the channel and help us keep pushing forward, there are links in the description where you can donate. Every contribution helps us reach more people, do more good, and keep this mission alive. There's also a store down below where you can grab something for yourself, or even better, a gift for someone you care about. It's a simple way to spread love and let someone know they matter. We're all just trying to grow, to become better, to rise above the noise and step into who we're really meant to be. And I truly believe change is possible, the kind of change that creates a ripple effect and helps others see the beauty still left in this world. This channel is about real growth, real transformation, and I'm here to give you a front row seat to what that looks like. Raw, honest, and grounded in purpose. God is within all of us, and my goal is simple: to reflect that light as clearly and powerfully as I can, for you and for the world around us.